Hello everyone and welcome to Spilling the Tea Tuesday. Today we are going to talk about anxiety and manifestation, what can cause it, what you can do about it, and the pitfall to avoid if you aren't having anxiety and you're feeling at peace. So I guarantee you're going to want to take a seat and listen to this one. Hello everyone and welcome to another rousing episode of Spilling the Tea Tuesday. My name is Flossie and I'm a mindset coach. If you would like one-on-one coaching with me, links will be in the description box below, as well as links for my SP course. It's 3 courses in one: how to become a master at manifesting, how to create the best version of yourself, how to manifest your specific person and create that long-lasting relationship. It is now on our new website, $255, or couple different payment plans, one of which is 55 by 5 payments of $55. Kind of thought that would, I made it funny. Anyway, I'm doing something a little different today. We're not doing the rapid style thing. So grab a chair, take a seat, because I'm going to be dropping deets all about manifestation. One of the things that I hear a lot about from my clients is having anxiety when manifesting. And there are several causes of that. So I'm going to go through those, and then I'm going to review what you can do about it. And then I'm going to talk about a pitfall that you want to avoid when you aren't feeling anxiety and why it happens, because it creates a lot of confusion for a lot of people. So I have a lot of clients saying that they're feeling anxious while affirming. Well, when you are affirming something new and your mind hasn't done a buy-in, you feel like you're telling yourself a lie. So you feel some resistance or anxiety right through here. And it can be unsettling when you're trying to affirm something, but you feel anxious about it. So I will tell you what to do about that now, because it's different than what to do about the other anxiety. So if you're feeling anxious when you're affirming and you are creating new thoughts and you are changing your mindset, you can do some different things about that. Number one, you can change your affirmation strength. So if you're affirming that your SP is madly in love with you, and that seems so far above and beyond what your reality shows, you can just say that your SP really likes you, or, that your SP is fascinated by you. There's different verbs that you could choose that wouldn't have the depth of madly in love with you. So look at what verbs you're using, and could you reduce what it is that you're saying until you get used to that, and then take it to the next step. One of the other things that you can do is you can change your affirmation to a form of a question. When you are saying something that is not true, that your mind doesn't have a buy-in yet, and you feel like you're lying, if you change it to a form of a question, it's a very interesting thing that happens. It's like your brain still sees it as true, and then it tries to manifest evidence to prove to you that it's true, but you don't feel as bad when you say it. So in other words, if you're saying SP is madly in love with me, and you feel a lot of resistance, you could be like, why is SP so madly in love with me? You're going to feel different when you say that. And then your brain's going to be like, why is SP so madly in love with me? And it's going to manifest different things to show you why your SP is madly in love with you. You can also add flair when you change it to a form of a question, or at any time, actually. You could be like, why the fuck is my SP so obsessed with me? Why the fuck is he blowing up my phone? Damn, I can't get anything done. Puts you in a position of feeling powerful, not having resistance or anxiety to what you're affirming. And you can tap in your affirmations. You can tap in all the points here, under the eye, clavicle, and then hold the wrist. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 while you're affirming. SP is so obsessed with me. He's madly in love with me. He's constantly blowing up my phone. And then you move to the next point, and then to the wrist. I'm holding the wrist, etc. So that is how to deal with if you're feeling anxious when you're affirming. Very effective. Try those things. You're feeling great, and then you're suddenly feeling anxious. So obviously we're moving on to the next topic. You're feeling fine, you're affirming you're fine, and then you suddenly feel anxious. Oftentimes that's because your mind realizes that your 3D is not in line with what you're thinking, and it's like feeling some panic and wondering where your manifestation is. You're starting to look to the 3D for confirmation. That can cause some anxiety. You're looking at the time because you're like, I've been affirming for a billion gajillion years and I still don't have my shit. So now I'm looking at the time, I'm feeling anxious, and I start thinking that I'm questioning the process. I don't know if I'm ever going to get this. I don't know what's happening here. Does this really work? And so that's creating anxiety, and you're starting to feel desperation and lack because you're feeling like you're never going to get it. You're feeling anxious. Also, when people do time crunches, a lot of times that can invoke anxiety. Why? Because you are putting a time on yourself that you need to get this manifestation by. And so there are, with some people, they're thinking, if I don't do this by the certain time, I'm not a manifester. Or if I don't have this, like my entire life is going to fall apart and I'm going to shrivel up and die, which you're not. Throw that in the trash, but it can also create anxiety. So you don't want to put anxiety on yourself. Obviously, if time crunches make you feel anxious, don't do a time crunch. Avoid time crunches as much as you can if that happens. If you are looking at the 3D for confirmation, stop looking at the 3D. Like, realize that 3D is illusion. You don't have to look at it for the confirmation of your manifestation. Keep affirming and persisting. Tap out the emotion with EFT. So instead of tapping the affirmations in, use those points. I think Nikki is going to make a video in the upcoming future talking about EFT. So I'm just doing the brief summary here, but you can tap on the points. So it's the inner eye, the outer eye, under the eye, clavicle, holding the wrist. And you can be like, I release and let this go. And you can think of the anxiety that you're having. And you keep tapping on the points. I release and let this go. I release and let this go. I release and let this go. It is safe for me to let this go. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, say peace. Reevaluate the situation. Are you still feeling anxious? If there is a particular situation that you find constantly triggering you, do Nikki's infamous FU letter. How you do that is, we talk about it in another video, but I'll give a quick rundown. You write everything down that you wish that you could say to somebody's face. I don't give a fuck what you write, but you write it, take out the social niceties, write everything that you could say. If you could say whatever you wanted, no holds barred. And how you feel about manifesting it, and then destroy it, burn it, rip it to shreds, throw it away. You do not reread it. You do not give it to anyone else. The purpose is to release the emotion, release the emotional desperation and lack, and to relieve that anxiety and tension that you feel. That's the purpose of it. And a lot of people find that when they do that FU letter, they're able to affirm and persist and feel really good without having anywhere near as much anxiety. Nikki also suggests that you can write a list of your limiting assumptions about you and your manifestation along with that FU letter. Just write what comes to mind about what you feel the problem is, what's limiting you, burn it, destroy it, get rid of it. You don't need it. Throw it in the trash where it belongs. Destroy it, everything else. So now I'm getting to the pitfall that a lot of my clients have experienced or have mentioned to me. I've heard a lot of people mention it over time, and that is they're not feeling any anxiety and they're feeling peaceful, and they're assuming that they're doing something wrong. They feel uncomfortable. They don't know what's happening. So I recently had a client bring this up the other day, and decided I wanted to include it in some sort of a video. And this one is appropriate because we're talking about anxiety and manifestation. But they were saying that they didn't have anxiety. They didn't have, any extreme emotions about their situation, and they felt like they must be doing something wrong. And what I explained to this person is that we are so used to, especially in our societies today, feeling anxiety, feeling desperation, feeling lack, particularly when you first start manifesting, that when the feelings of desperation and lack go away, and the feelings of anxiety actually subside, and we start to feel peaceful, or we start to embody the version of us that knows we're master manifesting and can have everything that we want, or we start to embody the version of us that knows that manifestation belongs to us, it's ours, period. That desperation and lack goes away, and the manifestation comes off the pedestal, and then you feel this peace. Well, you're so used to feeling anxious all the time and feeling desperation and lack and having these extreme highs and lows of your emotions because they're super high when the SP or the manifestation's doing what you want, and then you fall to the floor in despair and desperation when something happens or you see something in the 3D that you think is not in line with your manifestation, and you assign a meaning that doesn't work for you, meanings that don't work for you. Go right there. Anyway, you start having these emotional highs and lows. Well, when all that shit goes away, people think there's something wrong because they're so used to feeling anxious or feeling some internal unrest or feeling some resistance, even if it's just a little bit, that they think they're doing something wrong, and then they stop affirming. They think that they're not doing the manifestation correctly, or they think they don't want it anymore. It's not that you don't want it anymore. It's literally that the desperation, lack, the clinginess, the manifestation on the pedestal has finally gone away, and you're stepping into your power, and now you feel peaceful, powerful, and confident and calm. And we're not used to feeling that way. So if you have become used to that state of desperation and then you're not experiencing anymore, just let yourself know that you're doing everything right. you're not doing anything wrong. You just need to keep doing what you're doing and affirming and persisting, because everything that you've been doing and affirming for your self-concept, which has also taken the manifestation off the pedestal, you're putting yourself on the pedestal and you're feeling good. And all these feelings, they were just desperation and lack, and not experiencing that is normal. It is actually normal. So when you feel like that, be like, yay, I'm stepping into my power, motherfuckers, and I'm going to get my shit, period. Don't freak out. Don't think that there's anything that you need to do. Don't think that now you don't want your manifestation. It's like, no, you just don't feel desperate anymore. And that's not something you're used to. So you feel that way, just keep going. Don't do the pitfall and stop affirming or stop manifesting or thinking that there's something wrong with you. You're perfectly fine. In fact, you're probably, a lot of times when we get there, pretty close to getting what you want. So affirm, persist, get your fucking shit, period. Hardcore facts. Hardcore facts. So that was today's video. It's just dealing with anxiety. Anxiety is a lot of things, anxiety, a lot of us experience it through this process at one point or another. So use some of the things that I talked about to get rid of it. EFT tapping the motion out, EFT tapping your affirmations in, changing your affirmations to a form of a question, adding flair, stepping down the strength of the affirmations that you're using, writing the FU letter, writing down all your limiting assumptions about you and the manifestation, burning it, and keep on persisting till you get your shit. So there you go. I will probably do this type of video every other week and do questions every other week. I'm doing my best because I'm at the tail end of my program. A lot of you guys know that. So been a little busy, still want to take a few minutes to do some things for you. So love being with you. And until next time, see you later.